welcome to my channel. In this video I'm unboxing some art supplies. I've just been finding just using different art supplies and experimenting with them is just such a good way to loosen up. I've been thinking in my journals, like I need to get another journal that's specifically for just messy, ugly art, and just using that because I'm starting to get it. It's amazing how you just start to get a little bit precious with your artwork. I just think it always just happens that way. It always, like, you get more precious, then you have to shake yourself out of it and try something new just to be a little bit more spontaneous and free, I guess. So yeah, I'll show you that. And I also am still on my little trek exploring dreams, and this time I show you the process of painting another dream, this one behind me. And yeah, I kind of looked at it more through a storytelling lens, looking into Jungian archetypes and things like that, and it led me into reading a few fairy tales. In fact, I wanted to show you, I won't give you a book tour, but this book, The Fairytales of the Brothers Grimm, has been wonderful, a wellspring for me, because it's got, you know, beautiful illustrations and things in it, but also it just lays out so many lovely fairy tales. And I think that the more sort of stories, especially fairy tales and fantasy stories you read, it sort of nourishes and gives you a bigger vocabulary of archetypal ideas, I guess. So that's been what I've been doing, and yeah, I really enjoyed the process of this. So I'll show you that. And I've been still continuing my plein air kind of studies, which has been really good just for practicing drawing from life. And that's about it. I hope you enjoy, hope you find some inspiration. Please like and subscribe, and leave a comment. I just have been absolutely loving the comments. They've been so wonderful. If it's on dreams or anything else, we just all help each other in our little artistic life. So anyway, enjoy. Bye. Hey, so sorry about the glare. It's that awkward time of the afternoon when the sun's kind of not up or down. I got this box of goodies, and I'm gonna unbox it because, yeah, I bought some oil sticks, so hopefully I'm going to do some fantastically wonderful things with that. Not really. I'm just really happy to get some new art supplies. Anyway, I'll show you. I'll turn the camera the other way and I'll show you what it is. Boring bit first. I just got some extra paints. These are the paints that I like to use on my larger canvases because they're very, the color is very intense, and I like the tubes because I find I don't waste as much. I find that the jars, even though they're cheaper, I find I sort of dig into them and then they're more prone to drying out somehow. Anyway, oil sticks. So I think these are just the smaller ones, and they're meant to be sort of, I don't know if that's the right way, portrait ones, but I felt like they had a nice range of colors just for a sample. Oh, and also just got some turpentine. I probably should have gotten a proper medium. I actually thought that I had some, but I so rarely use oil paints. I'm pretty sure all my oil paints are dried out by now. I literally haven't used them in like 8 years. So I just thought it'd give me a little bit of freedom to use with these. And I've always wondered whether just regular oil pastels, putting terps on them, would be a fun thing to do, a bit like water soluble, you know, crayons, except for, you know, using the oil medium. All right, this is just cartridge paper, an old bit. As you can see, it's pretty stained up. I think they're just pure oil paint. Oh, that's nice. Wow, I wonder why this pigment doesn't go on as evenly. Maybe I wasn't pressing hard enough. I'm really liking browns. I never used to like brown, but I really like them. I think that they make the other colors sort of really stand out, and as an alternative to, you know, using black or grey, it sort of has a warmth about it that I like. So my plan is to use these on a mixed media piece. That's a lovely colour. I love that colour. Here we go. Look at that colour. Whoa. That's so cool. I just got a palette knife, and I think the idea was to drag paint and to make marks, so kind of like that. That was my idea, and maybe to smooth over. I have not really, I could honestly say I haven't had any experience using a palette knife, so we're on a learning curve. I got some Inktense pencils. So I'm wanting to add to my pencil collection. So these are lovely colours. Sea blue. Oh, that's great. Deep indigo. And this one is Sicilian yellow. They're all brilliant colours. That's a lovely colour for sand on the beach. This is all, I must have had the beach in mind. Anyway, so that, I don't know how exciting that was, but you know, I'm happy with everything. Happy with these oil sticks and feeling good about having a go with them on a bigger piece of artwork. I'm using a reference from a drawing that I did in my journal. So it's a little portrait that I did in my journal just to see what the oil sticks will do when I set to the task of using them with an intention in mind, I guess. I really think they'll be useful to play with for mixed media. So, and I was delighted to see that I could use the oil pastels on top of them. So, yeah, that it was a lot of fun. The drawing's a bit sort of clunky, but you know, we have to have clunky drawings in life. Okay, so I'm definitely feeling like I I think these work. I need more colors basically. Like the colors that are there are very cool. So yeah, it was interesting to work with oil pastels as well, and they respond really nicely to the terps. Or I mean, I suppose I could use a medium as well. And this is just pastel paper, but it makes me think. You know, mediums sort of they push you in a certain direction. I feel like with this medium, it's almost wanting you to be more blendy with it because it seems like that's the nature of it. It's sort of voluptuous and blendy. I really like using them. Yeah, I'm glad I did this little experiment because yeah, it showed me what they can kind of do. And I think we've always got to try new things in life. Anyway, so that was interesting. I think my hands are even too dirty to stop the camera. Look at that. There we go. So I've got a piece of MDF. It's quite thin, and I'm going to put some papers. I got all sorts of paper. So coloured paper, old ripped up drawings that I had, an old book that I had, and I just love doing this. And I know that doesn't show through in the final sort of picture, but I think it's just the process of it. It was just creating lovely textures and just feeling like it's almost like a warm-up activity in itself. You're sort of feeling like there's all these possibilities. After that dried, I added some white paint, just house paint. And now putting in the drawing using charcoal, which is something that I very rarely do. And I like the way the charcoal sort of goes onto different surfaces. It's such a messy medium, you can't be sort of too particular with it, which is a really nice thing. Often I just go straight into laying down the initial lines with a paintbrush, with just paint. But my idea here was to, I was hoping that maybe some of the charcoal would show through in the final picture, because I like that sort of grayed down effect that you get sometimes in illustrations, but it didn't really work, and that's okay. I think I did apply a lot of fixative. So yeah, I'm not sure how I would actually get that effect, but I was happy with the final result anyway. And yeah, always good to experiment and play. I think it's just we can be mad scientists. I think it happens naturally when you draw your dreams out, that you start to develop a story around them. And it certainly did for this one, and it did change quite a lot from the initial dream. Initially it was at a church service, and I was meant to play piano and there was no music. It was all just words and not the musical notes. And it just evolved into this family setting, which was lovely, really, because that kind of spoke to me of this contrast when I thought about it later of, you know, home and rest, as opposed to sort of being having an expectation, I guess. So the idea of family and rest was really strong. I think when you're at home and at rest, you've got permission to be authentically yourself, and you don't have to sort of march to the beat of anybody else's drum. You can just relax and be who you want to be. I think developing the story behind the characters was fun for me as well. So looking at the archetypes really did inform the dream in a very real way. I think art is really amazing, how we can really discover things without even realizing it in such a different way to writing things down. Images are just so powerful. I should probably circle back and just give you a little overview of what archetypes are if you're not aware. A lot of authors study the archetypes, the Jungian archetypes, because they're just the basic foundation of human character. So you have characteristics like the orphan, the hero, the caretaker, the sage, the magician, and you know, they're all very loaded sort of ideas, and they pop up in so many different you know, stories and movies and popular culture. So it's all these characteristics have become part of the collective unconscious in that way, because we all can understand what they are, and they've all got some sort of depth about them. So yeah, that's what I was meaning by archetypes. And yeah, just the value of letting the story unfold and morph, really. I think I used my imagination, but I think it was in a way that was really valuable and added more meaning for me. So I worked on this a little bit last night. It's kind of a different process actually to what I normally do. Like normally I use my heavy bodied acrylics when I'm working with textured surfaces. Well, these flat fluid acrylics just react very differently. Like you have to literally let them dry before if you want to change anything. It's got like a picture book quality, which is what I wanted because that's what I sort of had in the ones from my dream journal, the paintings that I did of my dreams. And I wanted that narrative kind of style. Yeah, I'm feeling like even, you know, that idea of story is really important. In fact, I was listening to a Jungian analyst just now actually, and he was saying that metaphor is like the natural language of the brain, and we retain things and we make meaning from metaphors. And so I guess that would include stories. Stories have always got these metaphors and archetypes in them, and so I've really been thinking about this dream in terms of a story, and yeah, that's been really interesting. I'm going to speed up the video and because it gets a little bit boring, hopefully. I'm actually probably nearly finished. I'm going to add some stripes and might do something more with this figure, the rug and the floor, and yeah, just make these figures just a tiny bit more definite. Work on these ones, so yeah, just a few little details. Let's speed it up. So I've changed it again. I've decided that the red stripes were too much, and I've yeah, just gotten rid of them, and I think I'm a lot happier with it now. I think you needed a place for your eye to rest. It was too busy. So yes, now I guess it's finished. So I'm going to leave you with a quote which kind of echoes the meaning that was in my dream. It's no need to hurry, no need to sparkle, no need to be anybody but yourself. And that's Virginia Woolf. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.